Yeah, he's always going to be striving for perfection, and he will stay a perfect 6-0 against Ivy opponents this season. And again, he's been undefeated in Ivy duels in his career. Composto finished second at Midlands, by the way, and lost in the final. But we now move to 149, and two ranked wrestlers who are both freshmen. Eligh Rivera, 24th in the nation at 149, the product of Orlando, on the mat for Princeton, and Jude Swisher, the State College PA product, who's ranked 33rd. He's snuck into the rankings, and he hopes that he can turn that into a run that punches him a ticket into the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, this is going to be a good match. I love watching the young bucks, especially the, ones that are, doing really well this season, come in and get to scrapping. So this is going to be a fun one. One of the ones that I definitely had marked for today as one to watch for sure.
Yeah, Rivera, he started off his duels career in dynamite fashion. A sudden victory against a top 10 wrestler in the Indiana duel, the Rooks brothers, and he's turned that into a 4-1 mark this season against ranked opponents, 7-2 overall in duels. Swisher, not as much experience. He had one duel at 157, the last two at 149, but he did pin Harvard's Jack Crook, who defeated Rivera by decision a few weeks ago. So Swisher carrying some of that momentum. He also only lost by one to Ethan Fernandez in the Cornell meet. So he's in a pretty good position to make this a very tough one against Rivera.
Yeah, and Rivera and Fernandez went at it as well. Again, these guys are really tough. These young guys, they're really close and kind of technical and physical ability. So it's cool to see, anybody could win any match, right? I think that's one of the cool things about, line or matchups like that, right? It's literally anybody who shows up can go out and win it. It's not there's not a lot of margin of differential there.
The loss to Fernandez for Rivera was his first against a ranked opponent, 4-1 on the season. Two-time Prep national champ from Lake Highland Prep. He's also had experience for the Puerto Rican U20 team at Worlds. Swisher, he's been a junior freestyle All-America and cadet World Team Trials All-America. So two very well-versed wrestlers heading into their collegiate career and off to a good start this year. Rivera's 13-8, Swisher 14-5, and Swisher gets the opening three. He's hoping for more. And good job on that explosive sequence to grab the lead. Swisher hoping to continue the drive through here in the final half minute of the first period. And Rivera having trouble getting back to his feet right now. Short time in this first period. And this would be key, the ride out after the takedown to make it a 3-point lead through one, and that riding time advantage over 45 seconds is at 47. And so for Eligh Rivera, he has some comebacking to do. Nice move here to get the leg lifted.
Yeah, nice angle that was created. You see a lot of square hand fighting and square attacks. Fisher doing a good job getting an angle there and getting Eligh Rivera off balance. And really tough to defend that, right? You saw Rivera kind of no answer there on the defensive end.
This is a long and storied history between Princeton and Penn as Swisher starts out period two with an escape within 11 seconds. So 4-0 lead.
I'm going to keep saying it, mat wrestling.
Yep.
Mat wrestling, that ride out is huge, right? 3-1 versus now 4-0, and riding time is at almost 40 seconds for Swisher, and that's after Rivera started on top this period. So, I mean, it's just, I can't stress it enough. Collegiate wrestling is a function of who's the better mat wrestler. 99.9% of the time, it's a function of that.
Swisher, he looks for three more. He'll get it. And he's just gotten two explosive moves to lift Rivera's leg, and Rivera trying to get out of the seated position. He ends up going out of bounds halfway through period number two.
And now we're talking about a major. right? I mean, Rivera has got a lot of work to do with not a lot of time to do it to get back in this match. I mean, there's a minute left. We're over halfway through this match. He's down 7. We'll see what happens.
And not too often he's been down by 7 in a match. Great net return for Swisher. He's just really turning it on, Jude Swisher. In control of this match. Continuing the dominance Penn's had to start this dual meet. As these two wrap up their Ivy competition, Princeton will travel up to Bethlehem, PA to face Lehigh at 7. And Princeton's home finale in duals competition will be this upcoming Friday against Bucknell, as now Swisher trying to get some swipes against Rivera. And that'll be 3 awarded to Swisher. So now a 10-0 lead with short time in period 2 and a potential ride out yet again to a period.
What do you do in the third period? I have no idea. He got taken down twice. He's gotten ridden out for 2 minutes. I mean, this is not the Eligh Rivera that we've seen. I don't know what we're watching today, but this is not the Eligh Rivera that we've seen the majority of this season. Swisher's looked great. He's doing a really good job. Again, the mat wrestling, he just got a set of 3 back points. He's got riding time. He got 2 takedowns. It's tough wrestling.
Penn showing why they're 19th ranked in the nation. They go at you at just about every weight class. They had a major milestone earlier this year when they won as the team, the Midlands and Illinois, 6 with a top 4 finish. But Swisher was not one of them, and he's now adding another facet to this Penn program. It's a dominant performance by Swisher today as Rivera. He's struggling just even to get to his feet right now on the ride by Jude Swisher.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm not surprised at the call to go down. I mean, you choose down in the third period when you're down by 10 points and you're giving up stallings. Like, this is just, it's really frustrating to watch if you're a Princeton wrestling fan, what we're seeing today. It's not the brand that, you know, people kind of have historically known Princeton wrestling to be. As you see some blood time for Rivera, but.
And it's been Rivera who's been one of really the igniting wrestlers for Princeton this year. 7-2 in duels, and those losses were close ones, 2 4-point losses. And today, he just hasn't seemed to have that same spark, that same juice he normally has.
Yeah, dual meets are very emotional. They're very, you know, you can't win a dual meet by yourself, right? And so I think it's like you have guys forfeiting, you have, you know, not your full lineup in. It's 13-0 already through 3 matches. I mean, it's like the life is sucked out of your team a little bit, right? From the kind of momentum that's going towards Penn. So you know, I think maybe that's a function of it. It's a home match. It doesn't really feel like a home match for Princeton right now.
There's some explosiveness from Rivera for the escape. We'll see over the final 50 seconds if he can provide a spark for what's coming up at 157. Rocco Camilacci for Princeton and Lucas Ravano for Penn are the probables. Right now, Jude Swisher, he's in the driver's seat. Riding time point is locked in, already up 10-1, and as the protection of that nosebleed fell out of Rivera, he'll have to do it again. Gets a new piece. And we look at the 3 takedowns from Jude Swisher, and again, it's just been lifting that leg. They got the first 2. 20 seconds left here. All-time Princeton 62 wins, Penn 51. There's been 5 ties. All the way back to the first ever Princeton wrestling dual meet in the 1905-06 season, as Swisher trying to lock in 3 more points. He does, and it's a major decision, 14-1. What a performance by Jude Swisher, fresh into the Intermat rankings, and he might be rising even higher. Very workmanlike performance from him. He was one of the few to outclass Eligh Rivera in the mat this season. So make it 17-0 as another look at these takedowns. Will be Camilacci and Ravano coming up at